history's worst natural disasters. Hey everyone, nature can be absolutely breathtaking, but sometimes it reminds us just how small we really are. Today, we're diving into some of the most catastrophic natural disasters in history. Buckle up, because we're about to explore deadly floods, monstrous tsunamis, devastating cyclones, and earth shattering quakes. 1931 China floods, Yangtze River. So let's kick things off with the 1931 China floods along the Yangtze River. You might be thinking, floods happen all the time, but this one was on a whole different level. The Yangtze River, the third longest river in the world, is vital to China's agriculture and transportation. But in 1931, unprecedented heavy rainfall, some areas recorded 600 millimeters above average, combined with extensive deforestation and poor land management, led to catastrophic flooding. The water levels rose so high that over 30 million people were affected. Can you imagine that? It's estimated that around 2 to 4 million lives were lost, making it one of the deadliest natural disasters ever recorded. Entire villages were wiped out, crops were destroyed, and diseases like cholera and typhus spread rapidly due to contaminated water. Relief efforts were hampered by the sheer scale of the disaster and the political instability of the time. The long-term consequences included severe famine and economic hardship that plagued the region for years. It's a stark reminder of how environmental factors and human actions can amplify natural events into massive catastrophes. 2004 Indian Ocean Tsunami. Next up, the 2004 Indian Ocean Tsunami, a disaster that many of us might still remember. On December 26th, a massive undersea earthquake struck off the west coast of Sumatra, Indonesia. This wasn't just any quake. It registered a magnitude of 9.1 to 9.3, making it one of the largest ever recorded. The seismic activity displaced enormous volumes of water, generating tsunami waves over 30 meters high. These waves radiated across the Indian Ocean, hitting 14 countries including Indonesia, Sri Lanka, India, and Thailand. The death toll was staggering. Over 230,000 people lost their lives. The economic impact was colossal, with damages estimated at over $10 billion. Entire communities were obliterated, and the environmental damage was extensive, affecting coral reefs, mangroves, and coastal ecosystems. On a positive note, the disaster prompted a massive international humanitarian response. Moreover, it led to significant advancements in global early warning systems. The Indian Ocean Tsunami Warning System was established to prevent such high casualties in the future. 1970 Bhola Cyclone, Bangladesh. Moving on, we have the 1970 Bhola Cyclone that struck East Pakistan, now Bangladesh. Bangladesh's geographic location makes it highly susceptible to cyclones, but this one was particularly devastating. The cyclone formed over the Bay of Bengal and intensified rapidly, making landfall on November 12th with wind speeds up to 240 kilometers per hour. The storm surge, reaching up to 10 meters, inundated low-lying islands and coastal regions. Estimates of the death toll range from 300,000 to 500,000 people, making it the deadliest tropical cyclone ever recorded. The tragedy was compounded by inadequate warning systems and the remoteness of affected communities. Politically, the disaster had profound implications. The Pakistani government's poor response fueled public outrage, contributing to civil unrest and ultimately the Bangladesh Liberation War in 1971. Since then, Bangladesh has significantly improved its cyclone preparedness, including early warning systems and the construction of cyclone shelters, saving countless lives in subsequent storms. 1556 Shaanxi Earthquake, China. Now let's journey back in time to the 16th century. The 1556 Shaanxi Earthquake in China. Occurring on January 23rd, this quake is considered the deadliest earthquake in recorded history. Although modern instruments didn't exist, it's estimated to have had a magnitude of around 8.0. The unique lowest soil formations in the region, fine silt deposits, amplified the earthquake's effects. Many people lived in yaodongs, dwellings carved into these cliffs, which collapsed during the quake. An estimated 830,000 people died as a result. Entire cities were destroyed, and the landscape was dramatically altered. The disaster had lasting cultural impacts, leading to changes in architectural practices and prompting scholarly interest in seismic activity. This earthquake underscores the importance of geological factors in disaster severity and the need for engineering solutions adapted to local conditions. 1887 Yellow River Flood. Last but not least, the 1887 Yellow River Flood. The Yellow River, often called China's Sorrow, has a long history of devastating floods due to its tendency to silt up and change course. In 1887, heavy rainfall led to the river breaching its dikes. The floodwaters spread over 130,000 square kilometers, affecting 9 provinces. It's estimated that between 900,000 to 2 million people perished, either from drowning or subsequent famine and disease. Human factors played a significant role. Widespread deforestation and the continuous raising of dikes increased the risk of catastrophic failure. The flood devastated agriculture, destroyed homes, and led to massive displacement. In response, there were significant efforts to improve flood management, including better dike construction, and eventually, in the 20th century, the building of dams and reservoirs. These disasters highlight how environmental factors, human actions, and lack of preparedness can amplify the impacts of natural events. Understanding them isn't just about recounting tragedies, it's about learning from the past to mitigate future risks. With today's technology and knowledge, we have the tools to reduce the impact of such events. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive into history's most devastating natural disasters. If you found this informative, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content like this. Stay curious, stay safe, and I'll catch you in the next video.